You know that feeling when you've got a brilliant idea, but turning it into a presentation, a document, or even just a decent-looking web page feels like pulling teeth.
Oh, definitely.
Hours just
Yeah.
disappear. Right?
Yeah.
Wrestling with formatting and design. Well, we've been digging deep into a tool that promises to make those frustrations a thing of the past. Gamma.app. Let's unpack what we found.
Exactly. We've dived into the research to bring you a clear understanding of Gamma.app. Think of this as, well, your shortcut to understanding its core. Using AI to rapidly transform your ideas into visually compelling and, well-structured content.
Presentations, docs, web pages.
Yeah, across all those, our goal today is to really dissect it, see where it shines, and identify any potential drawbacks.
Right. We've looked at research reports and really put Gamma.app under the microscope, its main purpose, how it helps users, its strengths, where it might stumble, and how it compares to other options out there. And a key aspect that seems to set it apart is its unique card-based web-native format. It's a different beast than, say, PowerPoint.
It really is. And here's what makes this relevant to you listening. We're not just doing some dry review here. We're aiming to save you time and potentially reveal some, surprising insights into the world of AI content creation.
Yeah, distilling the essential info so you can quickly get a handle on what Gamma.app is all about.
Exactly.
So let's jump right in. One of the really interesting things we uncovered is that Gamma.app isn't just a tool. It actually opens up some intriguing possibilities for users to, earn money.
That's right. The speed and ease, the way Gamma.app lets you create high-quality content, that can be directly leveraged for income.
How so?
Well, one of the most obvious avenues is offering freelance presentation and content design services. The platform lets you quickly create visually appealing stuff. And there's definitely a demand from businesses, individuals too, who need that kind of support but maybe don't have the time or the expertise themselves.
Definitely. You can see this already happening on platforms like Upwork. Freelancers are offering Gamma.app design services. Different price points, too, depending on how complex the job is.
Yeah, it's real-world proof. This tool can be the basis of a valuable service.
Absolutely.
And another significant opportunity lies in creating and selling digital products.
Okay, like what kind of products?
Think about lead magnets, templates for, say, investor pitch decks, marketing plans, educational course outlines, even simple websites or landing pages.
Right.
Gamma.app's speed in generating these, including entire sales pages, is quite impressive. We've seen examples of consultants using it to develop pitch decks and course materials that they can then sell.
And it's not just for individual creators, is it? What about agencies?
Good point. Marketing agencies could see a real boost in their productivity. Using Gamma.app to rapidly produce a variety of content presentations for webinars, maybe graphics for social media, proposals for clients.
Right, like batch content creation. Use a base template and quickly customize it with AI for different clients.
Precisely. That could be a huge game changer for efficiency. Allows agencies to pitch more, iterate faster on proposals, potentially increase their win rates.
Yeah, I can see that.
And this brings up an important point about the democratization of design. Meaning Gamma.app lowers the barrier. You don't necessarily need years of experience with complicated software anymore. If you have strong ideas and understand content structure, Gamma can handle a big chunk of the design work.
Okay.
This could really empower a new wave of, let's call them micro-entrepreneurs in the creative field.
It's also fascinating to think about how quickly you could generate and test things like landing pages.
Yeah, A/B testing different versions becomes much faster, which could lead to quicker campaign improvements, better conversion rates.
Makes sense.
We also need to consider the potential for wider impact. We came across an interesting anecdote, actually. A business that reduced its staffing after seeing what AI tools like Gamma could do.
Wow, really?
No, it's just one instance, but it does highlight a broader trend, Businesses looking for operational efficiencies through AI. If certain content tasks can be done faster, more affordably with these tools, it could lead to changes in how creative teams are structured.
That's a really important point to keep in mind, a potential disruption. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about who exactly benefits most from using Gamma.app. Who is the ideal user for this kind of tool?
Well, our research indicates that professionals and business users are a key group. Think people in fields like marketing, sales, business development, consulting.
Right.
Anyone who regularly needs to create pitches, proposals, reports quickly and efficiently. Startups, agencies, sales teams, they're specifically mentioned as areas where Gamma.app can be very helpful.
Any specific examples?
Yeah, like consultants using it for pitch decks or landing pages, even training materials.
And what about teams working together, especially remote teams?
For them, the real-time collaboration features seem like a significant advantage. We even saw a mention of a remote team using Gamma to work on strategy documents and pitch decks together. Apparently, it really streamlined their workflow.
Okay, that makes sense.
Freelancers and solopreneurs also stand to gain a lot. Gamma.app can boost their productivity, help them deliver professional quality work, make them more competitive. It's highlighted as being particularly useful for, say, agencies and freelancers creating decks for clients, or even for developing About Me templates to showcase their services.
Interesting. It's not just business users, though, is it? I saw educators mentioned, too.
That's right. Educators and trainers are using it as well, creating engaging lesson plans, course materials, interactive tutorials.
Yeah.
One educator even shared that Gamma kind of reignited their enthusiasm for creating presentations, allowed them to focus more on the learning experience itself, not just the tech side of design.
That's great. And students, too, presumably, for assignments.
Yeah, students can find it useful for assignments and presentations, sure.
So if we break it down by industry.
Okay, well, marketing and sales can use it for decks, proposals, social media content, landing pages, you name it.
Right.
Consulting firms can leverage it for client reports, workshop materials. Startups, great for pitch decks, business plans, website mock-ups, especially early on.
And education, as you said.
Yeah.
Interactive lessons, training modules.
Exactly.
So boiling it down, what kind of person is the ideal user? What are their characteristics?
It sounds like they value speed first and foremost, and getting a good enough high-quality design quickly rather than needing absolute pixel-perfect control over every single element.
Okay. And probably comfortable working online.
Definitely. Comfortable in a web-first environment, it might not be the best choice for someone with very specific, very intricate graphic design requirements.
Right. So it's not necessarily replacing a high-end graphic designer.
No, not at all. Gamma.app really seems to appeal to non-designers who are, increasingly expected to create visual content as part of their jobs. It addresses that common frustration of trying to use complex tools without the specialized skills.
Got it. Okay, so we know who it's for, but how does Gamma.app actually fit into the day-to-day work process? How can you integrate it into, operational workflows?
Well, interestingly, there are quite a few ways. For example, marketing and design teams, they can use it for rapid prototyping.
Mock-ups, you mean?
Exactly. Quickly create mock-ups of web pages or presentations. Get internal feedback before spending a lot more time on detailed development. That speed can really shorten product development cycle.
That makes a lot of sense. What about routine stuff like reports?
For standardized reporting, yeah, like weekly sales figures or project updates, you could use Gamma.app templates. The AI can help maintain a consistent style and format across all reports. Saves time.
And for sales teams.
They can benefit significantly, too. Quickly personalizing pitch decks with client-specific info, that can really improve engagement. Makes the pitch feel less generic.
Yeah, definitely. And internal stuff, company updates, training.
It's efficient for that, too.
Yeah.
Creating engaging internal updates, training materials for new hires, onboarding documents. It's likely faster and looks better than just plain text docs.
Okay. And marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
Seems like a natural fit.
Oh, absolutely. You could rapidly generate a whole range of assets. Social media posts, landing pages to drive conversions, presentations for webinars, informational docs to support your content marketing.
So it sounds pretty versatile in how it can be used. What about connecting it to other tools people already use? Integrations.
That's a key feature, actually. Gamma.app is designed to let you easily embed content from a wide variety of platforms.
Like what?
Things like YouTube and Vimeo videos, design files from Figma and Miro, spreadsheets and docs from Google Drive and Microsoft 365, data from Airtable, surveys from Typeform.
Images, too.
Yep. Royalty-free images from Unsplash, music from Spotify, even posts from Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. The whole idea is to enrich your gammas, as they call them, with interactive and custom elements.
So you can essentially pull in videos, design mock-ups, data, forms, pretty much anything you need to create a comprehensive piece of content all in one place.
That's the goal. However, it's important to understand the difference between embedding something and having, a deep integration.
Okay, explain that.
Well, you can embed content or import files from platforms like Google Workspace and Microsoft 365. But Gamma.app doesn't function as a deeply integrated add-in within those suites, not like some other tools might.
So it's not like a button inside PowerPoint that uses Gamma.
Right. Think of embedding, like placing a picture into a document. It's there, but it's not deeply connected to the document's core functions. Yeah. Deep integration is more like using the spell checker within the editor. It's seamless. Gamma is more of a standalone platform where you bring in content from other sources.
So it's more about bringing external resources into Gamma rather than working within those other existing software environments.
Precisely. You could almost think of Gamma as a curation platform.
Curation?
Yeah, it lets you assemble information from diverse, live, interactive sources into a single shareable Gamma, which can be incredibly valuable for managing complex projects or creating comprehensive reports, pulling everything together visually.
What about working on the go? Is there a mobile app? People expect apps these days.
That's a good question. Currently, Gamma.app doesn't have native mobile apps for iOS or Android.
Oh, okay. So desktop only.
Not quite. You can access it through mobile web browsers like Chrome or Safari on your phone or tablet. And you can even add it to your device's home screen as a PWA, a progressive web app.
A PWA?
Yeah, it basically lets you access the website like an app, but without needing a separate download from an app store.
Okay. Can you actually create stuff on mobile?
You can view and make minor edits, apparently. But creating new content, doing detailed editing, that's still best done on a desktop computer. These kinds of creation tools are generally desktop-centric, you know.
Makes sense.
Also, a word of caution. Be wary of any unofficial apps claiming to be Gamma. They're likely not legitimate. Stick to the official website access.
Okay, that's good advice. Now let's talk money, the financial aspect. What does Gamma.app actually cost? And what features do you get at each pricing tier?
Right. Gamma.app uses a tiered subscription model. There's a free plan, a plus plan, and a pro plan. Important note, the paid plans are billed on a per-user basis within a shared workspace.
Okay, so if you have a team, it's per person. Let's start with free. What do you get?
The free version gives you access to most of the core features. You can create and share your Gammas, and it includes unlimited version history, which is nice for tracking changes.
What about the AI?
You get access to basic AI features, but with an initial one-time allocation of 400 AI credits.
One time, meaning those credits don't refresh every month,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. That's a key point. If you need more AI credits on the free plan, you have to either refer new users to Gamma or, well, upgrade to a paid plan.
Ah, the hope to upgrade.
Pretty much. Content created under the free plan will also include a Made with Gamma badge. You do get basic analytics, a 7-day history of changes, customizable themes and templates, PDF export, folders for organization, and you're limited to generating, I think, 10 AI-powered cards within a single presentation.
So the free plan is definitely a good way to try it out, see if it fits your workflow, but you'll probably hit those AI credit limits pretty quickly if you use it regularly.
That's precisely the incentive to move to a paid plan, which brings us to the Plus plan.
Okay, what's the deal with Plus?
The Plus plan is typically priced around $10 per user per month, or $8 per user if you pay annually. This includes everything from the free plan, naturally.
But the key difference is?
Unlimited AI usage is the big one. No more credit counting. It also removes that Made with Gamma badge, gives you priority support if you run into issues, increases the AI card generation limit to 20 per presentation, and offers a higher input token limit, 50,000, for more complex AI prompts.
Tokens. That's like how much text the AI can handle at once.
Yeah, basically dictates how much text the AI can process for instructions or content input. More tokens mean more detailed prompts, larger inputs.
Gotcha. And then there's the top tier, the Pro plan.
Right, the Pro plan. Priced at approximately $20 per user per month, or $15 per user with annual billing. Includes all the Plus features, of course.
But with more bells and whistles.
Definitely steps up the AI capability significantly. You can generate up to 50 AI cards at once. The input token limit is doubled again to 100,000. And you gain access to more advanced AI models. The promise is higher quality text and images.
Okay, better AI. What else for Pro?
Pro adds custom domains, so you can brand your shared content better. You can use custom fonts to match brand guidelines. And you get detailed analytics.
Detailed analytics? How detailed?
Detailed enough that it can potentially provide information about individual viewers of your Gammas.
Oh, wow. Okay, that detailed analytics feature on the Pro plan sounds particularly valuable for businesses using Gamma for external content, like sales pitches or marketing materials.
Absolutely. And yeah, the fact that the free AI credits don't refresh really does push users who find value towards upgrading. Creating even a medium-sized AI presentation could easily eat up those 400 free credits.
Makes sense.
And the features in the Pro Plan custom domains, those detailed analytics, custom fonts, they clearly target businesses needing strong branding on external stuff and wanting to track performance closely.
But that per-user cost could add up for bigger teams, right?
It could, yeah. That's an important factor when comparing Gamma to other tools that might have different pricing models, maybe site licenses or something. Gamma's pricing likely presents the most compelling value for individuals, solopreneurs, and maybe smaller teams.
Okay, so Gamma.app definitely has some really compelling features, especially around AI and speed. But as you said, it's not the only player in this field. How does it stack up against its competitors? This market seems crowded.
It is. That's a critical question. The market is quite dynamic, definitely crowded. While Gamma has its unique points, that card-based format, the speed, the versatility, there are many other specialized tools out there. Let's take a look at some key competitors.
Sounds good. Where should we start? Maybe with one that gets compared often, Tome.
Okay, Tome. Yeah, it's often mentioned alongside Gamma. Tome is particularly strong in generating AI presentations with a focus on visual storytelling, creating narratives. Some users find Gamma might be better at converting existing documents into presentations.
How do they compare on features?
Both offer collaboration. Tome is often praised for its AI-driven design suggestions. Pricing is comparable. Tome's Pro plan is around $16 a month last I checked. Some reviews suggest Tome really excels at rapidly creating visually engaging slides from scratch just based on a topic.
Okay. What about Beautiful.ai? Heard that name too.
Beautiful.ai really emphasizes design automation. They have this thing called Smart Slides, designed to keep brand identity consistent across presentations. Big template library, unlimited AI on paid plans. They also seem to focus more on enterprise feature security, compliance, that sort of thing.
Pricing.
Their Pro plan is around $12 a month. It's often seen as a good choice for businesses needing strict brand adherence in all their presentations.
Makes sense. And then there's the giant, Canva. How does Gamma compare there?
Right, Canva. It's a behemoth. A very comprehensive design platform, goes way beyond just presentations. Massive template library for everything, plus its own AI magic features.
Does Canva do AI presentations like Gamma?
It does, yes. But Gamma is often seen as being more directly focused on generating presentations from text prompts using AI. Canva gives you a much wider range of customization, more editing tools for all sorts of visuals.
And cost.
Canva has a very generous free plan. Canva Pro is around $15 a month, so if you need a broad design toolkit, tons of customization, Canva is a strong contender. Gamma really shines in that specific niche of quickly generating AI-driven presentations.
Okay. What about Pitch?
Pitch focuses heavily on team collaboration, robust features for co-editing, workflow management, good templates, integrates well with Google Slides and PowerPoint.
Price point.
Their Pro plan is around $20 per member per month, similar to Gamma's Pro tier. Pitch is often recommended for teams doing, quote, serious business presentations needing deep integration with traditional software. Gamma might be favored more by individuals needing rapid AI slide generation.
I also heard about Slides Go. That's similar?
SlidesGo is a bit different. It's primarily a vast library of professionally designed templates, specifically for Google Slides and PowerPoint.
So it works with them, not instead of them.
Exactly. It doesn't have its own built-in AI editor like Gamma. It relies on the editing capabilities of Google Slides or PowerPoint. Their premium plan is very affordable, though. Great option if you're already comfortable in GS Slides or PPT and just want high-quality templates.
And Dectopus, that's another one that pops up.
Dectopus also emphasizes AI-driven design, user-friendly interface, templates, AI features for image enhancement, generating slide notes. They actually claim to be superior to Gamma in several aspects, like AI depth and ease of use, but you need to evaluate that yourself. Pricing seems geared towards individuals and small businesses.
Okay. And finally, what about the big players? Microsoft, Google. Are they catching up with tools like Gamma?
Well, Microsoft has Copilot for PowerPoint, but current reviews suggest its AI for presentation generation is still, let's say, in the early stages, less advanced than Gamma right now.
And Google.
There's an interesting alternative called Plus AI. It's an add-on for Google Slides and PowerPoint. Functions as an AI co-writer, helps with outlining, drafting. It can handle large text inputs, apparently. Good option if you really want to stay within those familiar PowerPoint or Google Slides interfaces.
Right. And you mentioned some things listed as alternatives aren't really competitors.
Yeah, sometimes you see tools listed that are actually focused on data security or IT management, not AI presentation creation at all. So you have to filter those out.
Okay, so it really sounds like each tool has its own niche, its own strengths. Gamma's web-native approach and that focus on speed seem to be the key differentiators, maybe.
Exactly. The market is definitely segmented. Some tools prioritize speed, others brand consistency, others team collaboration, others deep integration with Office suites. Even ease of use means different things, right?
How so?
Rapid generation for Gamma, automated design constraints for Beautiful.ai, a familiar interface if you use Plus AI within Google Slides. Gamma's strength is being standalone, web native. That offers flexibility, but maybe a slight hurdle for organizations deeply embedded in, say, the Microsoft ecosystem.
That makes a lot of sense. Loads of options. Now, drilling down on Gamma again, let's talk about what actual users are saying. What's the general sentiment? Is it actually proving effective in the real world?
Overall, the feedback seems largely positive. It has a strong rating on Product Hunt, 4.7 out of 5, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's high.
Many users, especially in marketing roles, report significant time savings. That comes up again and again. The AI is often described as a, quote, good starting point.
Okay, starting point. Not perfect output then.
Right, but valuable. The visual quality of the built-in themes gets praised too, and users appreciate how Gamma can help overcome that creative block, just getting started.
Any standout testimonials?
We came across some, yeah. Users who successfully used Gamma for materials that helped them secure investment. Others stating it's effectively replaced PowerPoint in their workflow. That's a strong statement.
It is, but it's not all perfect, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the common criticisms or areas users want improved?
Sure, there's constructive criticism too. Some users want deeper integration with more tools. There's a general recognition that the AI output often needs human refinement for accuracy, for aligning with specific needs or tone.
So fact-checking and editing are still crucial.
Absolutely. Other points include limitations in granular design control. You can't always tweak every little pixel. And the potential for the available templates to feel a bit repetitive if they aren't continuously expanded. Users get that the AI provides a great first draft, but it's not a flawless, hands-off magic wand.
So it's excellent for quickly getting, say, 80% of the way there, but that last 20% needs human input and creativity.
Precisely. That 80-20 idea seems to fit well. Users find it really helpful for those rapid initial drafts. The block-based editor is praised for being intuitive, especially for non-designers.
Makes sense.
User satisfaction seems closely tied to valuing speed and ease of use in that web environment over having super extensive, pixel-perfect customization options. And yeah, that point about a recognizable Gamma look emerging if template diversity isn't kept fresh is a valid concern.
That's a good point about the potential for a similar aesthetic. Okay, so based on everything we've discussed, the features, the competitors, the user feedback, what's your overall assessment? What's Gamma.app's market potential?
Well, considering its strengths, the speed, the ease of use, the versatility across formats, the AI assistance, the commitment to improvement, I'd rate its market potential as quite high, maybe around a 7.5 out of 10 in terms of becoming a widely adopted solution.
7.5, okay. What holds it back from being, say, a 9 or 10? What tempers that must-have status?
Mainly the things we've touched on. The current limitations in deep customization. The fact that AI content still needs human refinement. The intense competition in this space. And maybe the need for even more robust integration or export options for certain workflows.
So strong potential, but maybe more so in specific user segments.
Absolutely. I think startups, solopreneurs, educators, marketing pros, they're likely to find it particularly valuable, maybe even indispensable, because their priorities align well with what Gamma offers. Speed, efficiency, creating varied content.
And the AI itself will keep getting better, presumably.
Undoubtedly. Continued advancements in AI tech will definitely strengthen Gamma's value proposition over time. Better AI means better output quality, less manual refinement needed. The web-native aspect is also forward-thinking, even if it presents minor limitations now for folks needing traditional files. Reliable exports become key there.
One of the key benefits you keep mentioning is time savings. Just how significant are these efficiency gains? Can we quantify that?
It seems pretty significant based on user reports. This is a major selling point. Users consistently talk about creating professional-looking content in a fraction of the time, going from hours down to literally seconds or minutes in some cases.
Seconds.
For generating an initial draft from a prompt, yeah. We've seen specific examples and testimonials. A client presentation done in under 30 minutes, rapidly producing social media graphics, time saved through real-time collaboration. Some users claim 10x faster or getting hours of my life back.
Those are pretty dramatic claims. Where do those savings primarily come from? What's the core efficiency driver?
The most substantial savings seem to come from automating that initial design and structuring process. It helps users overcome blank page paralysis, like we said, quickly generates a well-organized, visually appealing draft to work from.
Right, gets you started fast.
Exactly. And these individual time savings, they can accumulate. For businesses, that can mean a significant return on investment. More marketing campaigns launched, resources reallocated, maybe even leaner teams in some functions, like that anecdote suggested.
Beyond just time, are there other benefits? Qualitative ones?
Yes, definitely. Things like reduced frustration with clunky, complex design software, maybe increased job satisfaction for people who dreaded making presentations, and freeing up mental energy to focus on more strategic thinking, rather than just formatting slides. We saw those quotes about reigniting a love for presentations, not wanting to go back to PowerPoint. That speaks volumes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so to bring everything together now, what are your final thoughts? Any strategic recommendations for our listener who might be thinking, should I try Gamma.app?
Okay, final thoughts. Gamma.app offers a really compelling set of strengths. That rapid AI generation, the ease of use, especially for non-designers, the flexible web-native output, versatility across content types, overcoming creative blocks, collaboration features, rich media integration, those are all big pluses.
But the caveats?
But potential users need to be aware of the current limitations, too. The level of customization available isn't infinite. AI output needs that human check and refinement. There's the potential for template repetition if you use it heavily. Integration with traditional Office suites isn't super deep, and export fidelity to traditional formats might be a concern for some.
So specific advice for different types of users.
Right. For individuals, freelancers needing professional web-based content quickly, definitely worth exploring. Marketing and sales teams, ideal for rapid campaign assets, personalized pitches. The Pro Plan features look particularly relevant there.
Educators, startups.
Educators and trainers will find it powerful for engaging interactive materials. Startups, entrepreneurs needing early-stage stuff with limited resources. Highly recommended to check it out.
What about big companies?
Larger enterprises. Needs careful evaluation based on their specific requirements, especially around brand control and deep integration with existing systems. They might want to compare closely with alternatives that offer more enterprise features. And just some general guidance for anyone thinking about giving Gamma a try.
Absolutely. First, use the free plan. Explore it thoroughly. Get a hands-on feel. Second, embrace the AI as a co-pilot, not an autopilot. Expect to refine the output.
Okay.
Third, really explore those embed options that seems key to making richer, more interactive Gammas. And finally, don't hesitate to compare it with alternatives if you have specific non-negotiable needs like intricate design control, perfect file format fidelity, or deep software integration.
Good advice.
Ultimately, Gamma.app has the potential to be a significant force multiplier for creativity and productivity. But the key is understanding how to best collaborate with its AI, continuously balancing that automation with your own control and judgment. That, and hoping the AI quality keeps improving. Fantastic insights. So the key takeaway from our deep dive into Gamma.app seems to be its really significant potential to accelerate content creation. It can empower a wide range of users with its AI-driven approach. But, as always, understanding its specific strengths and, maybe more importantly, its limitations in the context of your own unique needs and challenges is absolutely crucial.
Exactly. And this leads to maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to consider. As these AI-powered tools like Gamma.app continue to evolve, how will they fundamentally change not just how we create content, but maybe the very nature of communication itself, how we share information in the future?
Yeah, how we communicate.
We encourage you to think about how these tools might impact your own workflows, sure, but also that broader digital landscape. It's changing fast.
Definitely something to ponder. We encourage you to explore Gamma.app if it sounds interesting. Maybe check out that free tier and perhaps compare it with some of the alternatives we've discussed based on your own content creation priorities. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.